Alright guys, welcome to the video today. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about a Voidwalker subclass build. Recently in the April update, Voidwalkers have been buffed, Stormcallers and Sunsingers have been nerfed, so some people have been asking, Voidwalker is a lot stronger now, what should I use on it? So I've been using it for a while. I use it in sweaty games a lot, I've used it in tournaments, I've used it last word sniping, I've used it, Thorn shotgunning, Hawkmoon shotgunning, so I figured might as well show everyone what I'm using and why I use it. So the first thing would be grenades. It's pretty obvious. Axiom Bolt, especially for team play, if you're trying to help out your team as much as possible, and it's an overall, I'd say, addition, like an asset your team would have if you do have one person Axiom bolting. You can throw these pretty randomly. It's not like a firebolt where you kind of have to aim where they are. If they're around a corner, you can't throw it at the corner. If it's not looking at them, it doesn't have a direct path to them, it won't hit them. If you throw an Axion in the general direction of anyone, it'll expand its little range, track onto them, and then send out the little bolt seekers, which is very useful. They're not, people say, because you can slide under them and take a lot less damage, but for the most part, it's gonna have people running, and it's overall a really good grenade. Focus burst is what I use. Focus control is extremely slow and unnecessary, and blink, overall, a lot of people ask me this, in the YouTube comment section while I'm on Twitch or whatever, why don't you use blink on Voidwalker? Blink is a perk where it might be fun to play with, it might be fun to activate Nova Bombs out of blink, and I'd say the one thing that blink can actually really do is I guess it's two things. So it's a lot easier to pop your super when you have blink, and if you have someone weak and they're behind some certain object, you can just blink at them and melee them, and a lot of times you'll get shot from the side and you'll get a trade, but you get the kill regardless. But overall, focus burst is super good for shotgunning, super good for using primary in midair. Overall, if you have complete control over your person in midair, that's an overall asset to your playstyle. The next thing would be the Nova Bomb choice, like what perk is on it. Personally, I use Vortex. Shatter is decent, but I find that they're kind of easy to miss, and they're just not as solid, I think, a choice as Vortex. Lance is also another one that's extremely easy to miss, but Vortex is super good. If you miss it, sometimes they'll run back into it, they die. It helps melt stuff like Blade Dancers a little bit faster, get more damage off of them, and I feel like it's the most solid choice out of all of them. And then this is a controversial one. So a lot of people like using Lifesteal. Some people like using Surge. Surge, if you want to basically get a short story of what it does, once you melee someone, regardless if it's a kill or not, it basically gives you second wind, and that means you ADS faster, you reload faster, you move a lot faster, and once you get like a melee off, it's really easy to go on a spree. Like if you run into a group of 2 or 3 people, you get a shotgun melee on one person, and then you have quick draw, and you're moving super fast for the last 2 people, so you can glide super fast up in the air, and you can shotgun them and like ADS super fast. So that's what I like it for. I just feel a lot more sluggish when I have something like Lifesteal on. The Lifesteal is still a really good perk, but this is what I recommend, and this is what I run, especially if you're sniping on Voidwalker, and if someone floats up in the air, and you could, like, a lot of times shotgunners will try to challenge you around a corner. But if you float way up in the air and you get above them, you can get a beat down on them or a melee on them, and then you can whip out your last word extremely fast because you have Surge active. And for Surge, I like running, I don't have it right now, but normally I run tier 5 discipline, tier 5 strength. Some people run tier 5 intellect, tier 5 discipline, especially I think if they're like shotgunners, but personally this is what I like running. So let's get back in here. These are up to debate. These are what I find to be the best for me. You can kind of change it depending on if you like more agility or whatnot. Angry Magic, also good perk, attracts enemies. I'll switch between the two of them. I just use this one because it gets me more armor. If you see, I put on Annihilate, I get less armor, and then when I put on Angry Magic, I get more. So that's the main reason I use it, especially if you're using Lance. If you do decide to use Lance, definitely make sure that you have this on, or else it's gonna be really hard to hit enemies. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have this on because Vortex, you don't really need that much help hitting people, but I just kind of do it for the extra armor. Like I said, this is up to change. It's just kind of preference on what you want. And then the final thing is this last perk. So Bloom basically any enemies you kill with any of your void abilities like melee, grenade, whatever, Nova Bomb, they'll explode. It's kind of like combustion except for Voidwalker, which can be good for control if you're trying to play control, but if you're playing, you know, Rumble, Classic 3s, those are kind of the more popular playlists, especially Trials. You don't really need that. It's not very necessary. Embrace the Void. If you kill an enemy with a Nova Bomb or any grenade, or triggers energy drain and restores your health. This one is alright. I think this is a good perk, but overall you wanna increase the range and the strength of Axion Bolt Seekers, and because I'm using Vortex, this is also a perk that enhances that. I don't use the Vortex grenade, but Axion still is a better choice. But this is kind of what I run. It varies if I run a sniper or a shotgun, but I find it to be a really fun class. And if you play something like Storm or Sun, maybe you wanna change for a few minutes and try out Voidwalker. It's a ton of fun. Alright, so the capture software messed up, so it actually cut off the voice, so I just wanted to jump in real quick and say, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Which subclass should I do next if you do want to see any? And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.